98.7 is WCXO, Carlisle.
This broadcast is a presentation of WCXO Sports. WCXO Sports. Since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. On the board tonight, we're going to talk, with Scott Stewart on a delayed edition of Scores and Stuff, and then it's all for some high school football with Westland Warriors coach Rick Johns. We've got the Sports Flashback, which features Brittany Poist. And we've reversed the lineup a little bit. We're going to begin with Centralia Orphans football coach Bobby Brenize, and he joins us on the Tucker Electric guest line. And Bobby, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We were just wanting to put this conversation off for a while longer, though, but the season has come to a close for you and the Orphans, and it was ended on Saturday by the Morton Potters.
Yep, I was we were hoping to put it off a little longer, but like you said, unfortunately, didn't take care of business on Saturday, and we're all done now.
They won at 41-33 at Evers, and I guess the real disappointing part was you had that large lead, and the games are never over. It's as simple as that, and the Potters won it in comeback fashion.
Yeah, they're definitely a very resilient team, and it's not, there's some groups you feel if you get up on them that they're going to pack it up and go home, and that's just not the case with that group. Coach Briley does a great job with them, and, they fight till the end, as you said, and, they were able to do so, and we weren't able to finish it out.
You were ahead at one point, 27-7, and that's when the Morton Potters cranked it up and began to make their bid.
Yeah, we turned the ball over a couple times that were costly. We didn't score a couple times that were costly, and those things, in playoff football, they come to bite you in the tail, whereas sometimes in the regular season you get away with it. And obviously that was the end result.
Yeah, their defense really did hold, and it stuck in, but all those turnovers, and you might have had a couple or three in a row, whatever the case may be. It just it's hard to overcome that against those good teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't do that. You put the defense in a crappy spot, even though our defense played very well throughout the game, and we put them in some tough positions with those turnovers. And, 12 of those points fall on us, if not a couple more, being as we weren't able to capitalize on some of the opportunities that we had. And you can't do that against the good football teams. That comes back to bite you in the tail.
Good news is you did not quit either. I mean, you after being ahead for a long while, they took their first lead kind of deep into the game. You went back out in front, but only for a short time. And you did have a last chance, a last opportunity to pull out, but no avail. I believe the TO bite stung you again.
Yeah, we had the opportunity. I think they were up 34-33, I think it was, and we were driving, and that's when they had the scoop and score that on the fumble that really kind of deflated us pretty well. And it still left some time on the clock, but we had a couple drops, and in that last series there, we were going to go and hopefully try and tie it up, and it just didn't end up panning out.
Man, sometimes when that momentum goes in the opposite direction, it's just hard to put the kibosh on it. I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely. It's that momentum. You could really tell the momentum swing in the game, and it's hard to bounce back from that. And they were able to get that momentum in their favor, especially in that fourth quarter, and they held on to it.
Javon Williams Jr. with another busy afternoon. I saw he went for about 30 rushing attempts for over 200 yards and tossed it up 25 times for over 200 yards. So, three rushing touchdowns too, and I guess two more on the two more TD passes, wasn't it? So another outstanding day for Javon. He did his part, as a lot of the kids did.
Yep, he had a pretty good night. Played hard. Just as a group, we weren't able to come out with the win as the main goal is every week. But he played very well. Obviously we put a lot on his back each game offensively, just because he's capable, and he carried the load.
Just 3 losses on the season, and 2 of them against Morton, and by a total of 16 points, 8 each game. The first time you had to go up north and battle them up there.
Yeah, and that's always a challenge. They were able to stand up to that challenge this past Saturday, and it was a hard-fought game that week 1. We had a lot of new faces on defense that were getting used to things, and we were still, it was really just our second year as far as different. Me calling the plays as opposed to Ray, which is not a huge difference, but it just sometimes the lingo and stuff there.
Oh yeah.
We were the second year finally getting adjusted to it, but we battled hard up there, and then it came down to an onside kick at the end week 2, and then obviously came down to the last series this week as far as the difference in a win or a loss, or a tie, I guess.
Yeah, why not take another crack at him, Bobby? One more time, huh?
yeah, I wish.
Well, you're as good. I mean, they took the 2 games, so yes, you have to give them credit. They have the upper hand there, but basically you played even with them and above at times, but they did get the all-important W's, and I know since you're the head coach and your staff and all, without a doubt, the guys were prepped. They were prepared for that contest, but it just didn't land the proper way for the Centralia Orphans.
Yeah, definitely. Felt like we had a good game plan put together on all aspects of the football game, and we executed it for, I would say, 3 quarters, and some things just some little minor mistakes happened in the fourth quarter, and those minor mistakes turned into big deals.
I know your diehard fans were ready to celebrate a drive for that second round too, but they were with you all season long, right, Bobby?
Oh yeah, we had a fantastic fan base. It was pretty chilly out there Saturday.
Yes.
We had a great crowd. Morton traveled very well. It was an awesome atmosphere. Just one we wish we could have pulled out and been making a trip to Peoria again.
Yeah, the finality, it just ends in a hurry, and that's the excitement of it too, but you hate to be on that shallow end of it, but you always want to strive for another week and another week. It just can't always happen.
Yeah, unfortunately in the playoffs you lose one and you're done, and we would love to keep it going. Would love to have been practicing in this cold, crappy weather, but unfortunately it didn't end up that way.
No, and you've had just a little playoff success as a player in high school, didn't you, yourself, up at Springfield Sacred Heart?
Yeah, just a little bit.
And you get used to that. You want to bring that to the team you're coaching, and you're doing it, and it hopefully will go even a little bit deeper as you move along here. But there's always a positive. It's you're still within that where you're a little upset that distance from that game, but still, man, you shared conference with 2 other teams, so you gain a South 7 championship again, and you go 7-3. There was a lot went right for your club this season again.
Yeah, they had a great season, and our seniors were a great group, a group that we're going to be missing a lot of, 14 of them, I believe. And
14.
It's going to put a big dent in us next year, and we're going to really need some younger guys that got some time this year to step up and fill some big shoes, and hopefully they're going to be up for the challenge so we can keep the ball rolling. And, it's a program, obviously, that Ray got going when he got there, and he got that thing from the ground up, and, it's kind of a good base that's been set, and hopefully these young guys understand what it takes and what they need to do to kind of keep it going in a positive fashion.
It's really good to see Centralia Orphans football restored, and it appears for the long haul. So that's good, man. There were some downtrodden years, no doubt about it. But What do you expect next season, just in terms of numbers? About the same as this year, as far as there more interest yet, you think? And I guess you'll never really know for sure until maybe even summer or a little beyond. But
yeah, we probably expect the same amount of numbers. It kind of has been, staying the same. Unfortunately, it's been going down, I think, and that's just everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kids aren't wanting to get out and do much, and you gotta enjoy the game in order to come do it, because it's not an easy game to play, and it's not always a fun game to play, and you got to really enjoy doing it and be willing to put in the work. And I think we'll have a good group that comes out, and as always, like we tell them, if it's not something they want to be a part of, then don't be a part of it. But we're going to take those kids that are out there and coach them, and that's the group we'll go to battle with each week. And I think we got a pretty darn good group of kids as far as that goes. They do a great job. They even down to the scout teams, they bust their tail each week, and that's one thing that's very positive about the program.
Yeah, I'm sure you can pick out some pretty good flyers from the JV and the JV unit in particular, but from that freshman class too. So things should bode well for the Orphans here in the next year or two, and hopefully well past that. Just one more word on Javon Williams Jr. The year he had, the career he had, Bobby, and you played quarterback in high school. But just as far as what you've seen at the prep level as a coach or played against, how does he compare against some of the top QBs?
No, he's definitely one of the top, and he did that. He was able to get into quite a few of the IHSA records, actually knocking me off one of them.
Is that right? Which was that now?
The passing yards or most yards in a season.
Well,
that's all right.
I know it's unique though, but
no, he's a very special player, and obviously one that we'll be missing quite a bit, and hopefully he can continue his game at the next level.
And what do you think along those lines? Still too early? He's getting some feelers or more, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get some more interest. I'm not quite sure what it takes. I can't get into some of these college coaches' heads for whatever reason, but I'm hoping we can, get this thing rolling a little bit at whatever level it may be, whatever level he wants to play at.
And it's all good. It's all good. And I know we talked just briefly before we went on too. One of your brothers is playing at MOBAP, and you have another one in high school. But anytime you get to play if you can find a JUCO, there's only one or two in Illinois anyway. But anytime you play at that next level, that says a lot about your ability and the coaching staff. I mean, it all goes hand in hand. You got to have the proper training too.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun, especially if you're willing to want to keep playing. And it doesn't matter the level. I had fun at Division I AA. I had fun at NAIA at the time, and it's all 11 versus 11, and it's fun football. It's something that you can keep playing. In my opinion, the greatest game. And you're going against some pretty darn good players nonetheless.
You got it. Well, Bobby, thanks for coming on Talking Sports 3 or 4 times again this fall, and we'll tee it up with you again in 18. Have a good off season and get them rounded in shape. With the weights and conditioning, I'm sure you will.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, appreciate it.
Yep.
Bobby Brenneisen of the Centralia Football Orphans. Let's turn the page. Then we're coming back with Scores and Stuff and Scott Stewart, and later on it's Rick Johns on Talking Sports for a Wednesday.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton. Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
We're in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday night. Now it's time to shift those gears and head on out to Scores and Stuff. It's brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. And on the Tucker Electric guest line, we drop anchor in Salem for Salem High Athletic Director, their former football coach. He's got a lot of titles to his credit. Scott Stewart. Scott, welcome back.
Hey, Rip. How you guys doing over there?
Doing just fine on a wet and dreary day. It's November 1st, I suppose. What should we expect, right?
It gives new meaning when you said drop an anchor over there. As much as it rained today, we just about need an anchor over there.
Yeah, believe me, that was by accident. I didn't write that or think of that ahead of time. So.
That would have been really good, though, if you planned on
I know.
that.
I should have taken credit for that. But hey, let's begin with a little prep football. We just had C-Town coach Bobby Brenneisen on. Of course, the Orphans had a really good year. And as we discussed, as you know, you've been there as the coach of the Wildcats. It always ends too soon. You're glad to get in the playoffs, though, but it's always a little bitter pill when it ends, especially in round one.
It really is, and they had a great run this year, had some great players. And, when you got a lot of great players like they had this year, the thing that makes it difficult is saying goodbye to those players because, they've been so good for those guys for so long. And, it's hard to replace players like they've had in the last few years. And, they'll have their work cut out for them to replace those guys. That's for sure. But yeah, it's a bitter pill to swallow. That's for sure.
Coach Kevin Green and the Salem Wildcats, at least they fared better late in the season, so that's good as they make the turn to next year. And what was your view of the Cahokia Conference?
I think top to bottom. I mean, I think it's a really good football conference. I mean, there was no easy games, that's for sure, anywhere down the schedule, and we played a little bit better in the back half of the schedule for sure. But I mean, it reminded me a lot of the North Egypt Conference days that you would go there, and it seemed like people were friendly when you'd go to their schools, and the administration of each school kind of welcomes the other ones there, and you get a chance to visit with them. So it's been a real welcome thing for us, and we're anxious for basketball. There's some new gyms and things that we haven't seen in quite a while, so we're looking forward to the basketball schedule. But we're certainly proud to be a member of the Cahokia Conference, and hope that the folks over that way will enjoy coming to BE Gum for some boys and girls basketball and things in the spring. So yeah, it's been real good. We're very, very pleased.
They're going to love BE for those who haven't played over there, and some I'm sure plenty haven't seen a game there. I mean, these games take you all over the place, so it's going to be new territory for some. But yeah, the conference is good again. 4 more teams made the postseason playoffs. One of those, Carlisle, and they're digging in their cleats this Saturday against Westville. They're 7-3, so good luck to the Indians, of course. They just squeezed you a little bit, maybe 7-8 points, something like that at Jim Finks
it was a good ball game. Their quarterback got hurt though in the first half.
Alex Hills,
in the second half against us, and I know he's quite a player and was able to throw the ball around quite a lot of the year. But I think he hurt his shoulder maybe against us and didn't get to play in the second half.
He's back now, and he got back last week.
Well, good for them. He'll make a welcome addition to that offense, I'm sure.
Central had a little bit of a down year. They didn't go the second season for one thing, so there's a note of it right there. But Westland was, and we're going to talk to Coach Rick Johns later on here. Man, they just stormed through it, 9-0 in the regular campaign.
Well, I loved watching them play, and I didn't enjoy watching them dismantle the Salem Wildcats.
I understand.
I was able to watch them a little bit, and that option offense and things that they do is true to my heart. You know, Rip, I'll call in the games over here for all those years. We loved running the option, loved to run the football, and you know, it's just, it warms my heart because anytime you watch a game these days, and nothing against the guys that run it, because a lot of guys do it well, but that spread offense and, you know, 4 and 5 wide and shotgun and throwing the ball all over the field. I just have always felt like in high school football, basics of running the ball and blocking and being established to run and throw the ball when you have to. I still believe that's a solid way. And a lot of your experts will tell you, you can't win running the option. You can't win running the ball anymore. But Coach John certainly proved that you can. He did a great job of that.
If you have the tools, of course, you need that for everything. You need guys catching those passes too on that kind of an offense too. But yeah, and it worked well for you in the past also. So it's hey, who knows? Weston might bring it back some. You know, everybody copies everybody else. So
it goes around. What goes around comes around. And I promise you, like I said, I don't care if you're watching a college game or high school games. Everybody wants to run the spread. They like the fast break offense. And, you know, I think defensive rules kind of made it where you could throw the ball and do some more things on offense and gave advantage to the offense a little bit. But I think the defenses will catch up with that stuff eventually. And you'll see people going back to running the ball again.
It's all in cycles. Scott Stewart is with us from Salem High. He's their AD now. Have you caught any of the World Series, Scotty?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've enjoyed that. And of course, our Cubbies aren't in there, and neither are the Cardinals.
I wasn't. Yeah, see, that's why I wasn't going to bring that up, because we're not there.
Well, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, when you watch those Dodgers play, you can understand maybe why they beat the Cubs. I mean,
they had a fierce team all year long.
Dynamite. I look for them to win tonight, but who knows? I mean, the Astros got some magic with their club too right now. So I think it's going to be a good ball game tonight. I'm anxious to watch it.
I went with the Dodgers in 7. I'm pulling for the Astros. And now tonight, I would almost, and it doesn't, but I would almost give the Astros the edge tonight, because I think that Dodgers bullpen is beat up so badly again. But who knows? Maybe Kershaw is going to come out of it tonight and spark them out of the pen. But you can't. Neither team can count on too many guys above past their starters.
You know how it is. It's like
simple as that.
They were saying it's all hands on deck for whoever has to throw for the Dodgers, which includes Kershaw and anybody else.
Johnny Fullstaff.
You got it.
Jock Peterson hit he put the dagger in the Stros last night with his home run. 3 home runs. He's hardly played. How many at bats has he had in this? Of course, the balls are just flying out of these parks.
It's unreal, isn't it? And I think that, they talk about the youth on that Dodgers team. It's like, holy smokes, if they can hang on to those guys, they're going to be good for a while.
But again, you just don't know how it's going to play out in their second and third. Things change so quickly, don't they?
Oh, they really do.
Especially with pitchers. That's now it's the situation, their bullpen, which has been flagged a couple of times here, and I think Roberts messed it up once or twice. But how many of those guys are going to come back next year and be this effective? I mean, it just
you don't know. I mean, and Chicago could say some of those same things.
Exactly.
They had some luck with some guys last year that didn't quite throw as well this year as they did a year ago. But I was talking to Coach Lipe about it. The Cubs are going to have to revamp some things here and there. And where do you find pitching? I mean, anybody that's got pitching's not letting it go. And if you're looking pitching, it's got to be young. And sometimes you don't know what these guys are going to do in the long run. So, yeah, I still, it's all about pitching. That's for sure. And the Cubs are going to have to definitely get better in the bullpen than what they did. And they need another starter.
Well, that's the thing too. And I don't know, a lot of these guys don't want to admit it with this analytics and all that stuff. You still have to have the starting pitching. And
no question.
And where Roberts made a mistake here, he's relying all on that computer stuff. He should have never taken Hill out in game 2. I mean, myself and a bunch of people were saying that 4 innings, he gave up a one run. You can't, he had Darvish the next game. That doesn't mean he's a certainty. And look what happened. I mean, you can't just figure on guys doing things no matter who they are.
That's exactly right. And who knows who shows up tonight? I mean, again, if you've got a guy cruising on that mound, I don't care what the matchups are. I don't care if it's righty, lefty, or a guy that's had his number. I think you got to roll with the guy that got you there and let that starting pitching take you a little bit further. And then, what happens when you get in extra innings too, and you're burning all these guys and you're running guys in and out in different matchups. You get in an extra inning game, which you can certainly get into in any of these postseason games. You're going to run out of pitching pretty quick.
We're going to see some Hurlers hustled out to the mound tonight, though, and so buckle down. It's going to be a long game with a lot of commercials.
It's not going to be like, what was that, game one that was 2 hours and 20-something minutes?
That used to be the norm, Scott.
Yeah.
And that's with all those long commercial breaks. But I guess I'm old enough, but I remember in the days when the Cardinals used to they started their games at 8:15, and they'd be done at 10:40, 10:35, 10:40, 10:45 at the latest. I mean, it's just wild how things have, with all the pitching changes and the commercials and trips to the mound, it's ridiculous.
That's what, and I know I'm not in the minority on this, but the number of trips that catchers take to the mound now is out of control.
Very much so.
It is out of control. They've got to do something to limit them, give them a certain number. I don't know what it is, but it's, and I'll tell you what, Contreras for the Cubs is the worst at doing that. I think I saw a statistic somewhere that he makes more trips to the mound than anybody in the league.
Yeah, they actually keep track of that. That's what bothers me.
Oh, yeah.
And then
they've got to do something.
The managers have to control every pitch out. Now, how old are these guys? How long have they played ball? They can't decide when to. They throw the first half the time when the runner's on the bag. It's embarrassing. It's like T-ball, little league junk. Anyway, we'll go to football, Scott, and start with SIU. I know they were drubbed Saturday. They have been playing pretty decent. How's your son Cole doing? Is he getting some work?
He's going to redshirt this year.
Oh, so he did redshirt. I never really looked at the stats, and I'd heard a couple different ways. I thought I'd go straight to the source. Okay.
Well, yeah, he redshirted. They looked like early in the year he was getting some reps with the number 1 and 2 offense, and then we got 3 or 4 games in, and they didn't need him. And then they had their starting tight end, I think in week 4 or 5, twisted his ankle, and he thought maybe there was a chance he would go, but they pretty much committed to redshirting him this year. So that's good. And he just is the grunt guy now. You go through all of the practices and the weights and the study tables and all that stuff, but don't get to play yet. But it'll play off for him down the road.
Will.
And when you redshirt your first year, he's got 4 more years after this year to play. So he's looking forward to that. And I got a real nice note from the head coach Hill last week that they're happy with what he's doing in the classroom and working on the field. So I think it's been a good fit for him so far. And they didn't play real well last week. They went to South Dakota and got trounced, but it was one of those situations where they got penalized early. Their starting quarterback, Sam Straub, got knocked out of the ball game with a broken wrist, and he's done for the season now. They're back up through a couple pick sixes, and it kind of unraveled on them. So, not a real good game for them, but they got Missouri State at home on Saturday, and I think they can get back right against Missouri State this weekend.
Cole, though, he'll come back bigger and stronger. He'll know the whole college scene, and it's going to – hey, Adam Finney did okay from that red shirt. Tom Michael did in basketball up at the U of I years ago. I know you don't ever want to sit out generally that first year, but usually it turns out to benefit you in the long run.
Well, he talked about
especially
a couple other guys.
Football.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He talked about a couple other guys that got some time early and run some routes, and there's some other guys that have been around a little bit, and he said they've only got half a dozen snaps for the entire season, and you'd hate to ruin a complete year with just using a half a dozen snaps versus playing on special teams. So his position coach was very complimentary, and he said we want him to get bigger and stronger in the weight room. He's got a really good grasp on the playbook, which has helped him, and so I think it's going to pay off in the long run. Now
what are we going to do with the Illini? Oh, baby.
I watched a little bit of that Saturday.
Well, Saturday must have been a parade. They only lost by 14 in Wisconsin, but they've been battered quite a bit.
You kind of hate to say that it wasn't as bad a loss. And, I know true football fans and true Illini fans, or I don't care who you root for, you don't ever want to say, well, we lost, but we looked better. But I really thought that at times they played better. But my gosh, when you talk about the number of players that they have that are underclassmen, I mean, they got some redshirt freshmen playing. They've got some sophomores playing. They are extremely young, and no doubt they're going to have to upgrade the talent level there of their players. But I hope and I think they're on the right track. I certainly don't want to see them try and make another move again and do something. No. It just I think we just got to be patient for a little bit longer, and I think maybe next year you'll see a move.
This is good stuff, Scott. The college football playoff rankings, the standings, they are out. It's Georgia, Bama, Notre Dame, and Clemson. But I tell you what, those top four, that isn't the way it's going to finish 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it is from now, will it?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, Georgia and Alabama are going to play, and so the big question is, what happens to the loser of that game? Are they out of it automatically? So that's an interesting. One of the ones surprised me a little bit was Notre Dame jumping up to number 3 spot. That one caught me a bit off guard.
It did, yeah. And I know we have a lot of Irish fans around here, but that's an advantage. I know they've played well and they've only had the one loss and all, but that's an advantage not playing in the conference. Really, they don't have that championship game to lose in effect. And
yeah,
I mean,
well, you look what they got left. I think they've got Stanford left, and I think they've got Miami left, which may be the 2 toughest games they've got, which are winnable games. And if you're Notre Dame, you're sitting right where you want to be right now. You said you can envision winning out here, and if you're number 3 and you win out, you're going to have a shot at it. So Notre Dame's sitting right where they would want to be right now, in my opinion.
But Ohio State, how about Wisconsin? They are undefeated. I know they're getting blasted for their well, I mean, they're playing. That's just the way it's set up. You can only play the guys that you play in your division and so forth. But somebody will probably, well, I would hope comes out of that Big Ten, huh?
Well, somebody's going to have to play for the Big Ten Conference Championship. So if it's Ohio State, I mean, I guess Ohio State, and I haven't looked at the schedule, but I guess Ohio State and Wisconsin could match up with the Big Ten championship. So if Ohio State kind of creeps its way up there, and then all of a sudden Wisconsin beats Ohio State in the Big Ten Conference Championship, you got a whole new ball game there too. So, same kind of deal. Wisconsin just got to kind of hold their course and play as well as they can, and that may work its way out for them.
There are a lot of teams with a shot at that Final Four. At least all the way down to 10, to Miami, maybe even 11, Oklahoma State.
And it's fun to talk about. I mean, it's neat, where you had the debate years ago that who's going to be the top 2. At least we can have the debate and talk about who the top 4 is. And I personally love that part of it. And I know a lot of people still think that it should be a championship bracket similar to like it is in FCS or 1AA football. But I mean, with all the bowl games and everything, I mean, I just really enjoy that part of it and enjoying every Saturday. That's for sure.
Well, it will eventually, and I would love to see. I'm fine with this, but I would rather have be 8 teams, and it's going to go to that at some point, no doubt. The money's going to
probably will.
But the main thing is, from my vantage point, Scott, is that I'm all in on college football. I have been for a while now. Since they went to a format, to an actual champion, I love that. And I've ditched the NFL. I tell you that. I'm thoroughly disgusted, to say the least. And man, I know you're a football guy through and through. So are you watching it, or some of it? Or?
Well, I am and I'm not. And to be honest with you, I've never played fantasy football before, but a couple guys talked me into it, and I enjoy it that way. I find myself struggling to root for any one team in particular, but I'm with you. All of the things that are going on with suspensions and kneeling during the national anthem and all that stuff, I'm 100% with you. I'm sick and tired of all that. Just these guys are getting paid a lot of money. Just go out and play, do your job, and I enjoy NFL football, but not like I enjoy college football. And I talked to a guy the other day that said, "Well, I'm not watching any NFL football. I'm protesting everything." And I said that. I understand that thought, but there are also a lot of good players and a lot of good men that are in the
there
NFL.
are, but they're blind. It's the blind leading the blind, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
When whatever they say, they're slamming the nation. That's all I can say.
Well, and I agree with that, and I have problems with that. But I also think you look at guys like Jason Witten and the great players in the NFL that are good members of their society, and who's the guy with the Texans that spent all the money in
J.J. Watt.
Yeah, J.J. Watt. I mean, to say that you're not going to watch the NFL or boycott the football, that means you're also boycotting and not watching those guys. And those guys do things the right way. And it's hard to justify, that's for sure. But I still remember I like to say there's more good players than there are not such good players in the NFL. So that's kind of my approach with it.
I got you. One last thing. The Blues are doing great. And you're a Hawks. I forgot now. Do you follow the Blues or the Blackhawks?
I'm more of a Hawks guy, but I really haven't been following hockey so much. It's been trying to get the fall season wrapped up, so I really haven't had a chance to see much hockey, but I usually root for the Hawks.
Yeah, I haven't seen much either with the playoffs going on now big time. Well, it's November 1st. We're finally done with baseball tonight. Bunch of idiots. I understand, but could you imagine some of the weather over the weekend in different cities that could have hosted for the American League? They luck out a lot. They really do.
Yeah, they really have. There's no telling. Just think if it was in St. Louis tonight, it's kind of miserable over there. Over there tonight.
It's lousy. Scott, I guess we've hit the watermark. We've got to roll, but man, thanks a bunch. You always got some good info, and we'll catch up with you another time.
All right, Rip. Always enjoy it anytime.
Thank you. Scott Stewart.
Thank you.
From Salem. He is the athletic director, and he does a super job over there. Go say hello when you visit them for a Cahokia Conference game, when you visit the Wildcats, Lady Wildcats too, this winter, okay? We've got to spring forward, and then we're coming back with the flashback on Talkin' Sports.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
Hi guys, this is Ed from Dine Chevrolet in Trenton. Do you need a new vehicle, but you've run into some bumps on the credit road? I'm here to help you. I've been getting credit challenged drivers behind the wheel for several years. I have several lending sources, and I work hard to get the very best rate possible without jumping through a lot of hoops. Dine Chevrolet. Discover our service, our selection, and our great pricing. Call me, Special Ed, at 402-3304 or visit us at DianeForALoan.com to get started.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-643-6931 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-643-6931 to take your call now. Call 1-800-643-6931. That's 1-800-643-6931. Again, 1-800-643-6931.
We tell you our music library contains an embarrassment of riches. Except nothing embarrasses us. Playing everything.
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back, one and all. Rip here in the Cloud Meat Market studio on a Wednesday. We're every Monday and Wednesday from 6 to 7, Saturday mornings 9 to 10. If you have power issues, we know all about that, but if you can hear us right about now, maybe, pass the word along to those friends and family who tune in to Talkin' Sports on a regular or semi-regular, but whatever. We'll be at riptalkinsports.com, riptalkinsports.com later on tonight, all right? So you can catch us there. Did you have a good Halloween? Yeah, actually, I really don't care. Let's flashback.
It's flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Easy In Travel Sports Flashback. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201.
I actually liked Halloween better when it was just for kids. What's this adult stuff, man? Leave it to the kids. Come on. And I forgot all about them this year. I blew that. The time is 6:39. That time drop brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. And this is from August 12th of this year, a short time ago. Is current professional lacrosse player and former McHenry coach Britt Poist on the future of the Bearcats program. You started that franchise, in effect, was that about 4 years ago?
I believe 5. The girls who were freshmen my second year there were seniors this past year when they won the championship. I got to watch them. It was really cool to see them progress like that.
Yeah, and you did a super job of getting that program, that product off the ground. That takes a lot of effort, doesn't it, and to build it from scratch. And they were good, really good this year.
Yeah, well, you saw the talent. We had many a conversation about where that program was going to head, and there was never a doubt in my mind. And they've worked really hard, and McKendree has given them so many resources with the weight room and the facilities, and really has been committed to the lacrosse program. And Melissa Gillenborg, oh my goodness, that's such a great hire. And I know she's about to have her second baby, so I would think that McKendree's in her long-term future. So I'm hoping I see the program, when I'm 80, winning championships, right?
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Draghi, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I treat a lot of patients who have not been to the dentist in 10 to 20 years. Most had a bad experience as a child. Others are embarrassed to go or are concerned the dentist will scold them. We know these feelings are real and believe in listening to your problems and concerns. I will do all of this without putting you down or making you feel guilty. My team and I want to make a difference in the way you feel about dentistry. Please call me, Dr. Tim Draghi, at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment, or look at our website at breezedentalcare.com, where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
New in 2017, Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies. New patients are welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. If you are looking for a happy dental home and would like to talk to the insurance coordinator about your insurance options, Breeze Dental Care would be glad to help. Call 526-2020. Get unhungry for only $5 at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's. Dig into the $5 All-Star Meal with 4 different meals to choose from, like the Charbroil Double Cheeseburger and Jumbo Hot Dog, with natural cut fries, a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, and a 20-ounce drink. Pick a $5 All-Star Meal today from your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's, plus the entire Red Burrito menu. Get unhungry at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
Here we are again, the Carlisle Meat Market studio on this the midweek edition of Talkin' Sports. Say good luck to the Mater Dei and Westland volleyball teams as they play for sectional championships tonight. Chances are they probably each start at about 6 o'clock in their respective sectionals, so the best to each of those. One more timeout. We've got to burn one more TO, and then we'll come back and talk football with Westland coach Rick Johns.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler, Jeep, Nissan, and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler, Jeep, Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
For a truly affordable and all-inclusive senior living experience unlike any other, come to Legacy Place in Breeze, offering exceptional and professional care. Legacy Place delivers kindness and compassion to residents with independent, assisted living, or memory care services. Legacy Place offers luxurious and comfortable home-like living with fireplaces, activity areas, cafes, salons, and much more. Call 526-9600 for a free tour at Legacy Place.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
And we're up and running one more time in the Carlisle Meat Market studio. Off we go on the Tucker Electric guest line to round up Westland Warriors football coach Rick Johns. Rick, welcome back.
Hey, it's good to be back.
But as we were, we were in the same situation with Centralia's Bobby Brenneisen earlier. We were hoping to delay this final meeting for a while, but as in the case with the Orphans, your campaign wrapped up Saturday, too, against what turned out to be a rather worthy opponent, right, in Pleasant Plains.
Yes, they proved not to be very pleasant at all. They were a heck of an outfit. They really were.
Yeah, and they were a very, very low seed, but they were actually as good or better than advertised then, right, Rick?
Absolutely. That low seed was very, what's the proper term here? Misleading.
Yes, that's a good one. That's one.
The people they had lost to were, Williamsville, who is probably the best public school playing in 3A right now, and they lost to Maroa Forsyth, who is a favorite to come out of the South in 2A, and they lost to a really good Athens team, which I would think is going to be a semifinal 1A team. So, they had a pretty good schedule, and it obviously prepared them for the playoffs, in a fashion that maybe ours didn't.
Are they around Springfield or where? Were they?
Yeah, I think they're. I'm not positive. I think they're just a little northwest of Springfield.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Well, the Cardinals. Hey, you got to give them credit, man. They made that long trek down, and they handled the Warriors, your Warriors, 51-20, and it was only close for really the first quarter, right? You had some breathing room after that, but Josh DeMage, he scooted in for a score, and it was tight then, but by halftime it was strictly in the Cardinals' favor.
Right, and in the first half, I mean, we had a chance to keep it competitive, but. We missed on a big, they recovered an onside kick after one of their early scores. And
those just kill you, don't they?
This one was really a killer. And I think it's just one that we should have gotten. It wasn't that tough a kick. It was one of those high ones, and our kid just misread it, and I think the situation might have been too big for a sophomore. But anyway, so we didn't get that, and then our next possession, we fumbled on an early down, and they got it and had a short field, and I guess what I'm saying is the outcome would not have changed, but I think the score could have been much better.
Certainly could have hung around for a while, if not more. But yeah, it was a 3-touchdown or better lead at that. What do you say to your kids at halftime in a situation like that, Rick? Especially in a playoff game where it's all out in the open, all the marbles are in play.
Well, we just talked about a couple of defensive adjustments, which were good adjustments, and the idea was, look, if we have the ball coming out, and we score, it's a 2-score game. And, our kids have fought back, from deficits, 4 times for wins this year. So, it was, all was not lost, but when I believe we had a quick 3-and-out starting the second half, and they put one in, and then, certainly the proverbial writing was on the wall.
Pleasant Plains, I know in your case, and they deserved it. You always talked about your offense, a vaunted offensive line, that the Warriors have, and I guess their ability at the O-line spots were pretty good too.
Yeah, they were very good up front, and you know they just had a depth of solid players that we couldn't match. You know they really were a fine looking team, and you know we're running like 13 or 14 kids out there. And, overall, I think they had the ability to go, you know, at least 20 deep on their kids.
Did they really? Wow.
You know, well, you know, I mean, they had 20 players, I would think, that they could throw out there and without losing, you know, a whole lot, you know, their initial 20. So anyway, you know, it was bittersweet, you know, to have such a great season. And, you know, you go into the season with the idea of, look, we want to win 6 games so we can make the playoffs. And, of course, we win 9 games. We're number 1 seed. And to, you know, have it all unravel like it did, but it was a little, you know, pretty discouraging. But, you know, a little bit of time, we'll all get through it and start gearing up for next year.
I just don't know how they stopped that backfield of yours, man. But of course, the game it got out of whack a little bit, and it hindered the kind of things you wanted to do or could do a little bit too. But boy, you've got some stud players out of that backfield, and they performed admirably for you all season long.
Yeah, they have. It's been a real pleasure. I do have some really nice kids, some really nice players, and we're going to bring some of them back. But boy, we're going to miss some kids too. You know, like Demage and Corley and Cottonbrocker, and you know Ethan Elvis, and you know there'll be a lot of kids we miss too. I think we're going to graduate 10 seniors, and anyway, right back at it.
So around 10 will be lost. You mentioned some good ones then, and a lot of good numbers from all. Gavin Bilbrook, he's up at the top of the seams in really 2 or 3 areas in Cahokia Conference play, isn't he? Second in I guess touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, and 1206 in yards gained. I think 120 yards a game, just incredible.
Yeah, and you know he's a worker too. So you know I think he'll return next year. You know, bigger, faster, stronger. So you know we're looking forward to that.
I also saw his name on the sacks list too.
Yeah, he's a good pass rusher. You know, we put him in passing situations, and he's got really good closing speed on quarterbacks. So that is definitely his defensive strength.
Your team and the hometown fans, yeah, it was they in particular, the fans, they were treated to. Everybody's disappointed with that first round or an early playoff exit even, but I believe the crowds that came out to see you, the crowd that came out Saturday and throughout the campaign at your field and on the road too, they were treated to a super effort and everything. And I mean, my goodness, 9-0 and the first undefeated season in Westland Warriors history, and unbeaten in the conference too at 6-0, and you wrap up a Cahokia Conference title for the initial time. That's a lot of good stuff there.
It sure is. It was, you know, it was historically a very, you know, special season for Westland High School.
You're going to have a number of players in that league's all-conference, the league's squad too, won't you? The all-conference squad.
Yeah, you know, I think that we did pretty well, and you know, I guess whenever you do go undefeated in conference play, you probably should do well. So we were, you know, we pretty well got the majority of the players that we tried to nominate elected.
And all of that had come down to Pike when Carlisle is eliminated. Well, let's see. Yeah, they're the only one left, right? Redbud's out now too, and Columbia Falls.
Right, they're the only ones left.
Yeah, the Indians play this Saturday, so they're now they're carrying the banner. 4 teams in again, though. A couple of different teams, which is good in your case in Carlisle. They hadn't been there for a while, and same with the Warriors. So a little turnover there, but it's a good league, and it produced some quality efforts again. Good ball clubs.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like next year.
Hey, one of those players coming back too is that kicker of yours, Kaylee Thaler. No. How do you say that last name, Rick?
Taller.
Yeah, Taller. I want to get that. I want to get that right there. I just about completely blew it, but she has one more year, and it's just kind of fun to see how she does. And her stats proved, and well, I saw her in person. She's very capable.
Right, and if she makes the leap from her junior to senior year, like she did from her sophomore to junior year, I would think that she's going to be one of the best kickers in the area.
That'd be a nice story to watch. So what do you do now in the off season for those not playing basketball or whatever, in particular here in the winter? Do you get them back into the weight room pretty soon for some conditioning and so forth? How do you let that play out?
We do. We have the luxury of weightlifting PE for our athletes, so they should be getting started pretty relatively soon as far as the strength part of it. A lot of our kids will be come springtime will be in track or baseball, but our kids will stay busy, and I know that the athletic director and I are going to have a little summit here before too long, and we're just going to try to brainstorm on ways we can, get better. Where are we missing? How can we get this program, another step up, before I ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, don't be getting on that horse yet here, and I could be wrong, but we know how the rosters are all around the area, far deeper than that. But this should spur a little more interest, shouldn't it? When you have there should be more kids who, man, I want to be a part of that.
Well, that's what we're hoping. That's what you would certainly hope, and everywhere I've ever been, it seems we've had a season that was a catalyst for the program, and I'm certainly hoping that this season is the catalyst that brings interest to some kids that might not have thought about football before. Maybe some parents that decide that it's the benefits weigh the risks or whatever you want to say, but hopefully we have a community that's looking at the game, and the Warriors just a little bit different.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be trying to pounce on a few of those young athletes now. Get them while it's still fresh in their minds, while it's still hot, while that season is still. Man, that's really great, Rick. Congratulations to you and the coaching staff too. Not just the players, man, but you steered them in the right direction. But anytime you go a whopping 9-0 in the regular season and are perfect in the Cahokia Conference, you accomplished a lot in the right direction. That's for sure.
No, thank you very much.
Rick, I guess that's it. We'll bid farewell. Be sure and say hello and I suppose goodbye to Jack the dog, one of my favorite.
I will. Yeah, I will let him know.
Another one of my favorite guests.
Right. But it's been a pleasure talking to you all season, Rip, and I guess you're on the basketball, huh?
Well, yeah, we've got a little football with Carlisle. We still got some college scenes with McKendree and so forth, but
right.
Yeah, basketball, it's crawling up quick now. Now it really is. We've started a little bit already out at Kaskaskia. So, yeah, the season's changed really too fast. Okay.
Hey, you have a great winter, great holiday season, and I look forward to talking to you next year.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Rick.
Rick Johns of the Westland Football Warriors. Our thanks to Rick and Jack, and also to Scott Stewart, and before him, our opening guest, Bobby Bruneisen. Saturdays, man, I don't know what's going to happen yet Saturday, but we'll be back, and we'll have 2 or 3 outstanding guests once again. That'll be Saturday morning. That's Scores and Stuff Plus, it all show up then. All right, that's going to do it. That puts the close on this. That puts the capper on this, baby, on a Wednesday night. We'll see you Saturday morning between 9 and 10 Talking Sports, real sports talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle, Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton, Diane Chevrolet in Trenton, McKendree University in Lebanon, Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton, Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman, Seaver Brothers in Carlisle, and by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of